안녕하세요. Essential Korean K-쌤입니다. I have a song I would like to share with you in today's episode. It's been quite a while since we featured one, hasn't it? With this song, we'll review our first verb conjunctive, the co-conjunctive, that we covered in last episode, which you'll remember allows us to combine sentences. The title of the song is 일상으로의 초대, invitation to the daily routine, where 일상 means daily routine, 으로 is a particle with the meaning of to or toward, 의 is the possessive particle which behaves like the apostrophe s in English, and 초대 means invitation. This song is sung by one of the most well-regarded musicians in Korea, 신해철, who debuted as the winner of 대학가요제, the College Song Festival in 1988. He quickly gained fame and fandom with his musical talent as a singer-songwriter and producer. And with his charismatic stage presence, he earned the nickname 마왕, which means Devil King. Sadly though, he passed away in 2014 at the age of 46 due to medical negligence after an operation. Many Koreans describe his death with the word 아깝다, which in this context means he's gone too soon. Indeed, he's gone too soon. However, his music continues to live in the world of K-pop and will now live in the library of music we've covered in the Essential Korean podcast used to help you learn Korean. I was inspired to talk about this song from a recent day trip with a couple of friends where we shared and listened to our favorite oldies from the 90s. When one of my friends reintroduced me to this song, I was impressed especially by the unique intro as well as the progression of the music. The song didn't feel old at all. I say reintroduced because I realized I had heard this song sung by a duo on the audition program 무명 가수전, which you may know as Sing Again, in December of 2020. I remember I liked it, but for some reason, I came to appreciate the duo's performance far more after I saw 신해철's music video on YouTube. As the music started in the car, my friend said, 신해철 너무 아까워. 신해철 is very 아까워. Then the other friend who was sitting in the back seat leaned over and said, 그치, 너무 아깝지. Right, so 아깝지. I, who couldn't agree more with them, also said, 맞아, 진짜 아깝지. You're right, really 아깝지. All three of us describe his death to be 아까워 or 아까워요, sharing the feeling that he had gone too soon with the same word, 아깝다. A quick mini lesson on the very Korean word 아깝다. There isn't a single word that would sufficiently and justly capture what 아깝다 stands for. For these types of words, the full essence of its meaning is better explained, yes, with examples. So, for example, the fact that all three of us in the car described 신해철 and his passing with 아깝다, together expressing our deep and sincere regrets about his premature departure from the world, hints both at the initial meaning of 아깝다 and the properties it has. We all felt he had so much to offer with his musical talent and the message of his music that's 아까워 or 아까워요. The feeling of something to be 아까워 is also often quite viral, as that feeling is often easily and viscerally felt by others. Another example. Imagine you're going through your closet, figuring out what to throw away and what to keep. I always find it challenging to pull the trigger and finally throw away a beloved but worn out piece of clothing. Does it still spark joy? As Marie Kondo would ask. We hesitate to let things go, thinking there will be days when we need them, or they still look too good to be discarded, or we feel like we're throwing away the money we paid for them. In short, we hesitate because we feel throwing out the pieces of clothing is 아깝다 or 아까워요. Another example. If you forget to turn off the lights on in your house when you will be gone for a long time, or if you have the water running while brushing your teeth, then you may say electricity is 아까워요 or 전기 아까워요. And the water is 아까워요 or 물 아까워요. We're not directly saying we are wasting electricity or we are wasting water per se, as there is a verb for to waste, which is 낭비하다 or 낭비해요, but rather the word 아깝다 or 아까워요 expresses the speaker's empathy towards the thing that should be or should have been saved. In this case, electricity or water. So now with that background knowledge, shall we express our empathy towards the electricity that's being wasted? Sure, please repeat after me. 전기, electricity, 아까워요. 전기 아까워요. 전기 아까워요. Very good. Now, how about expressing our empathy towards the water that we feel should be saved? 물, water, 아까워요. 물 아까워요. 물 아까워요. Another example. Imagine you are with your dear friend who has just broken up with her now ex-boyfriend. She is so heartbroken. But the thing is, you've always thought he was a loser and was just not good for her or good enough for her. This is a perfect situation to use the word 아깝다. So you tell her, 걔한테 너가 너무 아까워. Meaning you're too 아까워 for that guy. Or you're too good for him. Are you getting the essence of 아깝다's meaning? I think this was a perfect example. But we have one more example. This is an interesting one. Imagine you're watching a soccer game. With only 2 minutes remaining, the team you're rooting for gets a final chance to score, which could have given the team a chance for victory. But unfortunately, they missed it. Almost instantly, Koreans would say, 아이고, 너무 아깝다. The best translation I could come up with is, oh my, that was so close. Although I feel this translation doesn't do the justice. While I was thinking about how I could best explain the meaning and the usage of this special word, I realized 아깝다 is a very emotional word. Imagine witnessing a missed opportunity to score by your team in the final and express the feeling about the missed chance. Please repeat after me while noting that the verb is in the direct style rather than in the polite style, since you are talking to yourself, expressing how you feel about the missed opportunity. 아, 너무, too or very, 아깝다. 아, 너무, 아깝다. 아, 너무 아깝다. I hope you got the idea of what 아깝다 or 아까워요 means and in what situations you can use the word. It's a great word to know and incorporate in your vocabulary. Okay, on to the song. The title is 일상으로의 초대, where 일상 means daily routine. 으로 is a particle with meaning to or toward. 의 is the possessive particle, which is equivalent to the apostrophe S in English. 초대 means invitation. Thus, 일상으로의 초대 means invitation to my routine. The lyrics express how much he longs to be with the one by saying his mundane routine would come to life and everything will be different if she becomes part of his otherwise uneventful routine. He never actually says he's inviting her, nor that he loves her, but the lyrics in such a simple, honest way talk about his love and how much he longs for her presence. We can't cover the entire lyrics today, but we'll provide the translation of the parts where the key lesson point, verbal conjunctive 고, is utilized. I hope you will listen to both the original song sung by 신해철 and the one by the two contestants in 무명가수전 1. You can look them up on YouTube, of course, or find them on our website where I introduced 신해철 and this song. The song's lyrics offer a perfect opportunity to review our first verb conjunctive 고. As you will remember, the 고 conjunctive carries the meaning of and it serves to combine sentences that otherwise exist separately. For the present tense, you would add 고 to the verb stem, which is usually abbreviated to VS in our course system. Let's look at some examples so you will see what I mean. First, here are the 4 verbs you will hear in today's song in the dictionary form. The first verb phrase is 산책을 하다, to take a walk, or literally means to do taking a walk, as the word 산책 means taking a walk, followed by the object particle 을 and the verb 하다, which means to do. 산책을 하다. The second verb phrase is 차를 마시다, to drink tea, where 차 is tea, followed by the object particle 를 and 마시다, to drink. 차를 마시다. The third verb phrase is 책을 보다, to read books. 책 means book, followed by the object particle 을. 보다 means to see or to look. But when used with a reading material, it can also mean to read, as in 책 보다, to read books, or 신문 보다, to read newspaper, or 잡지 보다, to read magazines. And the last verb phrase is 생각에 잠기다, to immerse in thought. 생각 means thoughts or ideas, followed by the place particle 에, about which I discussed in episode 34, and the verb 잠기다, to immerse or to be submerged. 생각에 잠기다. Let's pretend you want to express that you do these things in your daily routine. I take a walk, I drink tea, I read books, and I immerse myself in thought. You would put these verbs in the present tense form and you decide to use the informal polite style. Here are the sentences. 산책을 해요. I take a walk. 차를 마셔요. I drink tea. 책을 봐요. I read books. 생각에 잠겨요. Immerse myself in thought. So we have 4 separate sentences altogether. I'll now add the conjunction word 그리고 to connect these 4 sentences to sound more smooth. Please listen. 산책을 해요. I take a walk. 그리고 차를 마셔요. And I drink tea. 그리고 책을 봐요. And I read books. 그리고 생각에 잠겨요. And I immerse myself in thought. Please imagine yourself taking a walk, drinking tea, reading books, and immersed in deep thoughts on a peaceable day. Then let's say this in Korean. Repeat after me as you imagine doing these actions, giving yourself a break from a busy schedule. Take a walk, drink tea, read books, and quietly immerse yourself in good thoughts. I take a walk. 산책을 해요. 산책을 해요. 산책을 해요. And I drink tea. 그리고 차를 마셔요. 그리고 차를 마셔요. 그리고 차를 마셔요. And I read books. 그리고 책을 봐요. 그리고 책을 봐요. 그리고 책을 봐요. And I immerse myself in thought. 그리고 생각에 잠겨요. 그리고 생각에 잠겨요. 그리고 생각에 잠겨요. Can you say all 4 sentences yourself? Taking a walk, drinking tea, reading books, and being immersed in thought. You give it a try, and I'll wait. Excellent. Now here comes the next part. We can combine these 4 sentences into one sentence. Yes, one sentence. With nothing other than our friend, the co-conjunctive. You would simply add co to the verb stems, which you will get by removing the ta at the end of the verb in the dictionary form. Please note here again that it's not the yo at the end of the informal polite style that you're removing, but you are removing ta from the dictionary form, which means we have to go back to the dictionary form of the verbs. This is important to keep in mind. If you simply remove yo from, for example, 봐요, and add go to the remainder, which is the verb continuative stem or VCS, it will create 봐고. The co-conjunctive does not follow the verb continuative stem or VCS. As noted in the previous episode, the co-conjunctive in the present tense is added to the verb stem, which is extracted by removing ta from the dictionary form. In this case, 보다 is the dictionary form, so remove ta and add go to the remainder, which is the verb stem of the verb 보다. When we do that, we have the following. Please listen carefully. 산책을 하고 차를 마시고 책을 보고 생각에 잠겨요. I'll say the sentence one more time. 산책을 하고 차를 마시고 책을 보고 생각에 잠겨요. I'll say the 4 separate sentences connected with the sentence connector 그리고, and then one sentence into which all 4 sentences are combined. Please listen as you imagine you doing each action. 산책을 해요. 그리고 차를 마셔요. 그리고 책을 봐요. 그리고 생각에 잠겨요. Now, here comes the sentence into which all 4 are combined. 산책을 하고 차를 마시고 책을 보고 생각에 잠겨요. Now please repeat after me to say 4 activities you would do on a peaceful day in one sentence using, yes, the co-conjunctive. Taking a walk and 산책을 하고 drinking tea and 차를 마시고 reading books and 책을 보고 being immersed in thought 생각에 잠겨요. 산책을 하고 차를 마시고 책을 보고 생각에 잠겨요. 산책을 하고 차를 마시고 책을 보고 생각에 잠겨요. Moving on to the second set of different verbs. You will also hear about other activities in his routine from the song. Let's find out what they are with the verbs in the dictionary form. First, 친구를 만나다. 친구, friend, followed by the object particle 를, 친구를, which is contracted to 친굴, and 만나다, to meet. Next verb phrase. 전화를 하다. Telephone or phone calls, followed by the object particle 를, and 하다, to do. The third verb phrase is 밤새도록 깨어 있다. 밤새도록, all night, 깨어 있다, to stay awake. By the way, I hope staying awake all night is not part of your routine because sleep is really important for our health. Okay, now let's change the verbs in the dictionary form to the informal polite style in the present tense. And this time, I'll connect the 3 sentences with the sentence connector 그리고. Please follow along. 친구를 만나요. 그리고 전화를 해요. 그리고 밤새도록 깨어 있어요. Visualize him doing these 3 things. First, meeting friends, then being on the phone, and then staying awake all night. You'll now say them in Korean. Please repeat after me. 친구를 만나요. 그리고 전화를 해요. 그리고 밤새도록 깨어 있어요. 친구를 만나요. 그리고 전화를 해요. 그리고 밤새도록 깨어 있어요. Now, all 3 sentences together. 친구를 만나요. 그리고 전화를 해요. 그리고 밤새도록 깨어 있어요. Very good. Now, let's challenge ourselves. Let's combine these sentences into one using, that's right, the co-conjunctive. How do we do that? We go back to the verbs in the dictionary form, extract the stem by removing 다, and then add co. Then we'll be able to express the 3 activities in one single sentence like this. 친구를 만나고 전화를 하고 밤새도록 깨어 있어요. please repeat after me to say I meet friends, make phone calls, and stay awake all night. Meeting friends and 친구를 만나고 making phone calls and 전화를 하고 stay awake all night 밤새도록 깨어 있어요. 친구를 만나고 전화를 하고 밤새도록 깨어 있어요. 친구를 만나고 전화를 하고 밤새도록 깨어 있어요. Excellent, everyone. Now we are ready to listen to the song. Again, it's titled 일상으로의 초대, which means invitation to my daily routine. Composed and written by 신해철. For the first section where the co-conjunctive is utilized, you will hear a cover version sung by two contestants in the audition program Sing Again, aired in late 2020. We are familiar with the section because we just practiced speaking the sentence ourselves. 산책을 하고 차를 마시고 책을 보고 생각에 잠길 때 When I take a walk and drink tea and read books and immerse in thought. And two more clauses you'll also hear is 요즘엔 뭔가 텅 빈 것 같아. Something feels empty these days. 지금의 난 누군가 필요한 것 같아. I of now seem to be needing someone. Now let's enjoy the music while looking for the parts we can understand with the conjunctive co.
산책을 하고 차를 마시고 책을 보고 생각에 잠길 때 요즘엔 뭔가 텅 빈 것 같아 지금은 난 누군가 필요한 것 같아 내게로 와줘.
Did you hear the parts with the co-conjunctive? I hope you did. I'll now play the part where you'll hear the second set of the verbs in the co-conjunctive. This part, you will hear the original version sung by 신해철. 친구를 만나고 전화를 하고 밤새도록 깨어 있을 때도 Even when I meet friends, make calls and stay awake all night. And after this, you'll hear the following, a little longer than the first part. 문득 자꾸만 내가 생각나. Suddenly, often, I can't help but think of you. 모든 시간, 난 널 느껴. All the time, in all places, I feel you. 내게로 와줘. To me, please come. 내 생활 속으로. To my routine. 너와 같이 함께라면, if I'm together with you, 모든 게 새로울 거야. Everything will be new. 매일 똑같은 일상이지만 although every day is the same routine, 너와 함께라면 if I am together with you, 모든 게 달라질 거야. Everything will become different. Okay, with that, we are ready to listen. Here it comes.
친구를 만나고 전화를 하고 밤새도록 기운이 있을 때도 문득 자꾸만 네가 생각나 모든 시간 모든 곳에서 내게로 와줘 내 생활 속으로 너와 같이 함께라면 모든 게 새로운 거야 매일 똑같은 일상이지만 너와 같이 함께라면 모든 게 달라질
How was it? I hope you were able to hear the parts with the co-conjunctive and also enjoy the additional part played. Now that you've learned our first and wonderful verb conjunctive co and reinforced the key points with the song, please practice with it and try to create situations to use it when speaking Korean. Your Korean is getting upgraded with every time you practice. With that happy and encouraging note, I'll end today's episode here. Thank you for listening. We'll connect again in the next episode. 고맙습니다. 안녕히 계세요. Stay healthy, everyone.